Hi, welcome to my channel. If you would please hit the subscribe button, and that will notify you anytime I upload a new video. Also, give me a thumbs up, and that's on my YouTube channel. And I usually share my YouTube channel on Magnolia Crafts, my Facebook page. So if you're watching on there too, give me a thumbs up as well. So, what I'm going to be doing today is a fairy garden. And I have these really cute, I don't even remember what Dollar Tree I found it in, but it is adorable. So, these are called seasonal fairy garden accessories. So, this one has a little stand and a mailbox. And you don't have to keep these two together, you can switch them up because I bought four different ones. And then I have the welcome and a little stool. And then, and I'm doing this on a fling, so I have no idea which ones I'm doing together. So, anyway, so we have the fairy and the gnome. And then this one, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do it with this. And then we have a gnome here, but I think I'm going to change it up a little bit. So I think I'm going to use the fair or the seesaw, um, teeter totter is what I used to call it when I was a kid. I loved getting on that thing. All right, so I'll put little Nomi there. Okay, and then we'll get the one with the. I just absolutely look at that, and look at the details. They're so pretty. Okay, and then let's see. I'm trying to do it like per scale. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. I just seen that this gnome has a hedgehog. That is so stinking cute. I think I'm going to keep those two together. I think I'll use the leaf with this. Yeah, I don't remember. For my local people, I don't remember if it was the one on Rivers, but I've had this for quite a while, and it was the first time that I saw the fall one. So let's see how, yeah. Or let's see the welcome. I think I like the other one better. Okay, so let's put all this other stuff. And if you watched my previous video, I used some apples and acorns to make a wreath. Well, I had this container which um, that's fallen apart. I've had these a long time, so I just do the extras in here. So I'm going to be using a couple in the fairy garden. So I threw them in there, and then I bought these. I believe it was the one on Dorchester Road by the Air Force Base. These are actually fairy, goes with the fairy gardens, fairy lights. So, and then they take two AA batteries, so we'll be putting that in there. And then I've got some ribbon that I'm trying to figure out which color would be good, and I'm going to use it for the top. And then I have my jar. And I usually, when I do something like this, I don't worry about the bottom because sometimes on the glass it's hard to. But I want to say these were $1.50 because I was in a Dollar Tree the other day and looked, and I'm pretty sure it was $1.50. So I'm going to get right here. I just like to wipe it down just to clean like the dust and things like that. So, and then I have reindeer moss. I already used some of this. I believe for another fairy garden. And the packaging, it's $1.75 now. And the packaging, it doesn't go that much higher than that. So I found it on sale. But look at this. This is Michael's. You see the difference? It's originally $6.99. But I believe it was like, because this was spring, it was like 50 or 60% off, something like that, because I bought it a while back and I stocked up on it. And also they had a shade of pink. So when I do my other fairy gardens, I can actually use pink because some of my fairies are pink. So that'll be nice. But I'm concentrating on fall on this video. So I cleaned my glass inside and out, so it, anything that was on there is off. I had a couple of pieces. There we go. So now it's clean. All right. So first of all, what I do, I'll put my reindeer moss in there, and this is reindeer moss as well. So I'm going to use up this whole package, and this does get kind of messy, but it's fun. And I'm going to move the camera so you'll be able to see what I'm doing. All right, so here's the jar. There's the fairy moss. And so what I do is kind of, like break it up because it's, kind of attached together. And I'm doing this again on a whim. And let me bring this over here so you don't hear the clanging of the container against the wood. Okay, there we go. So we got a good base. So I'm going to use a little bit of this because what I liked about this one, it's got 3 shades of moss. And that's what I liked about this particular bag. So I'm not going to use a whole lot, just a little bit to kind of give it a little bit of, I guess, depth or just, color variation. But like I said, it does get messy. So I have one of those little cleaners, and I think I'm going to use some of the darker ones. So I can just grab this from the bottom, put a little bit in there, just to give it different colors. Ooh, I like. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Almost looks like tumbleweeds. All right, so let's put that over there, and let's get, no, where did I put them? Here they are. So what I like to do before I glue them is place them and see if I need to take out a little bit of the moss, which it looks like I might. Or let's see if I could just smush it down. This is kind of a off the cuff creation. Okay. Yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit of maneuvering, and you can put as much in there. You don't have to. There we go. What do you think about that? I might move this toward the back and move these guys more toward the front. I don't know. You know what? I think I just like them in there. And then I'm going to put some acorns and um, let's do that first. Like I said, you kind of just, play around with it. And of course, these are the acorns that like to stand up. So they'll be glued. And then just a pumpkin. I don't like the, let's do an apple. I don't like the acorn. I don't know. Let's change it out with another figurine. Let's do this one. And then maybe if the apple will fit. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this one. I think what I'm going to do, see, like I said, this is a learning curve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump the moss into the container there. I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to glue down the figurines. Then I'll do the moss around it. Sometimes you got to just play with it. All right. So let's do, because this is a bigger jar, let's do this. Let's use the bigger figurines. I think these would be better in the smaller jar, like you've seen the other ones that I've done. These are bigger. Yeah, you can see they're bigger. And this one already has a pumpkin. So that is absolutely adorable. So cute. And even for $1.50, these were really good quality. Okay, so I think I'm going to use the Nomi with the hedgehog. And then he has a basket of fruit, it looks like, or acorns. And then I'm going to use this stand. It has like the leaves all over it. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to get my placement first of where I want it. I have a feeling. Let's try the mailbox. Because like I said, that's already got the, there. That looks cute. That looks really cute. All right, so let's go ahead and I'm going to glue the Nomi first. Because I'm going to make sure I have enough glue. Because my other fairy garden one, I'm probably going to end up redoing it. Because what I did was I just sat them in there. So every time I pick it up to turn the lights on, everything goes, everything moves. So I didn't glue it down. So that's kind of this one, I'll glue it so it looks better. Just I'm going to let these sit for a little bit to make sure that they cure to they hold to the glass. And while I'm doing that, I want to show you that, you remember, I did this in a previous video, and I tried to get the turtle on there, and the first time it failed, but it stayed this time. Yay! So my friend's going to be happy. All right, so I think, yep, these are set. Just want to make sure. Yep, they did not move. So then we're going to take the moss and, maybe put it up, cut it up in little, break it up in littler pieces, and then just throw it in there. And just, enough to cover the bottom, but you don't want to, like, you don't want to cover them up. And yeah, I'll have a mess to clean up when I'm done, but that's okay. That's the fun part. And the moss, I do not glue down. I absolutely love the different colors. Let me use my scissors. This will be easier. I can move it around because I want to see the pumpkins. Some pumpkins are getting covered up here. So, go. All right. Let's put more on this side. Well, I didn't want it to go there, but here we go. Use my Cricut tool. There we go. Okay. Mix around a little bit. Keeps getting caught on my scissors, so I think it's better if I do it that way. Oh, this is coming out so stinking cute. And I love it. You can use your, your own imagination. And the stores still have the regular fairy garden figurines. So, I mean, you don't have to use fall. So these are, I wanted to do a fall theme. And I'm probably with the other ones, if I could find some colored sand, I might do that as a base. So that way, you're not covering up too much of the gnomes. So you can actually see them. Because I did one with seashells and all of that. So I'm going to try to get one like in between here. But I don't want to cover up the apples a lot. Of course, the lights are going to show. All right, guys, what do you think? Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. And I think I am going to put like, I don't know whether to put, let's see. Let's just see what the apple looks like. Because you can't really see. Oh, no, the Nomi moved. Ah, okay. So let's see what that looks like. That's cute. Let me get my almost like tongs. So I think, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it as is. If I had smaller pumpkins, oh, let me go check and see what I got. Okay, I was trying to find some pine cones. I know I have a bag of them, but I can't find them right now. So what I'm going to use is this little pumpkin. We're going to put this, looking for my cutters. I've been doing this all day long. It's just so funny, you know. All right, so I just want to put this back here to give it some, a little bit of color, a little bit of dimension. So we'll just drop that back there. I'm not going to, but that is so stinking cute. And I was going to get some, if I find them, I'll add them because I'm just going to drop them in there because this won't be sealed. So when I find the acorns, I will put them in there. All right, so next are the fairy lights, but I need to put this back in the bag. And I have some Ziploc bags that I bought from Dollar Tree, and what I'm going to do is I like to have these sealed, so I will put them in some Ziploc bags so they won't go all over the place. Okay, I'm just going to shake out the excess. Make sure this is all nice and clean, because now we're going to do the lights. But first, I'm trying to think, and I think I want to go with something a little, that's not like, these two colors, yes, they match what's in here, but I want to do something different, so I'm going to use the beige, and I'm going to use the top, and let's shake off this excess of moss. All right, and we're going to, I love these, just the plain, and these were $1.50, but you get 4 yards, so you're getting quite a bit. Yeah, it was nice to have them at $1.25, but it's still cool. So what I'm going to do, oh, that's going to be pretty, because the top is just kind of plain. I was thinking of putting a crystal, like something on the top, but I think I'm going to leave that alone. And I'm just going to do a dab of hot glue to put it on there. And I don't have my little protective finger mitt, so I'm just going to be very careful in placing this. Let it sit for a minute. Okay, and then we're going to go around, and then we'll do another dab. And I don't put too much because, well, you know what? Let's go around. Last time I did this, I just put the two where it meets. But I think I will. It's a little slick. I think I will. And I'll show you what I can do, because this does show through. Not a whole lot, but just, just a little. So I've got some little things I can use that I think would be really cute. Bring it up a notch. One thing, once you get it started, you can just push down, and you really don't have to put your finger on it. But if you want to wipe the excess, you can. But I'm going to put something on top of those, a little embellishment. So I thought I would do that. All right. So I'm going to overlap it a little bit. And that way it looks. And I'm going to try, when I put this on, to put it in the back. If not, like I said, I've got an embellishment. I can do a bow. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever. But that looks, see how it just gives that little bit of more oomph. Okay. I got that. Okay. And then I just found these by rummaging through this bag, that I have these little, they look like crystal leaves. Well, yeah, nope. Watch this make a liar out of me. Nope, here they are. So, what I'm going to do, in a couple of spots, they're so pretty. These are Dollar Tree, and they were $1.50. So I'm gonna basically. So I hope these aren't too heavy. But what I was thinking is just putting the gold or the does it have a hole in it? No. Okay. So I might just put one like right here. But the thing of it is once I get it screwed on, that's when I'll do the placement because I don't know if this is going to be on the back, the front, whatever. And then I don't want to place it and then it's in the wrong spot. So we're going to do that in a little bit. Let's get the fairy lights into the jar. And these are so stinking cute. All right, so let's do the battery pack first. I got my little screwdriver. I was looking for my glasses. I've misplaced those now. I am not having a good week with I misplaced stuff. And I probably put it in the spot it's supposed to be in, but I still misplace it. All right, so let's pull this off. Sometimes I hate these things because they can break off. I've got several that they're broken off because of that. Okay, so put our batteries in. Turn them on and make sure they work. Oh, look at that. Woohoo. All right. So now we can put this back on. Okay, I see where it goes now. There's a little hole right there. You put that in, and then, some companies, I love it, they'll put they won't have the little screws. And just make sure yeah. They won't have the little screws, so makes it easier. Okay. Sometimes trying to figure this out, it's almost like a puzzle. Okay, so it took me a minute to get these undone, but once you get them undone, it's pretty amazing. So there you go. Here we go. We're going to take these, the end, and we're just going to, and you can wrap them any way you want. And this wire is really, really flexible. I don't like working, like getting them untangled, but working with them, it's really neat. Okay, so we're going to put that back there. And then what I usually do, I take the power pack, the battery pack, and I will glue not the part that has the screw in it because I want to make sure I can always get to this and change out the batteries. So I'm going to glue this into the lid. And it fits perfect. The other one I did not fit perfect. I was a little bummed by that. I'm going to show you the other two fairy gardens I did. I kind of want to make sure that it is adhered because you don't want it dropping on your Nomi. That would be bad. Let's make sure. Yep, it is secure. So then we'll put it down there like that. And it doesn't matter if, some of them are up. And then you just screw it down. at that. Isn't that adorable? Okay, now if you notice, on the front is where the two meet. So I'm going to take my gold leaf, put a lot of glue on this. All right, and we're going to, I think I'm going to stick it like this. All right, and I'm going to hold it for a couple of seconds so it makes sure that it is adhered. I'm probably going to get the smaller containers and do the other ones. And you know what? You don't have to screw this completely on. And I hope that when I unscrew it and screw it back on, it comes in the same spot. If not, because you notice it's a little off center. So you could do it like that. If not, I might go in and glue, a few more to give it a little bit. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to glue a few more. Probably because there's, let's see, that was gold. There's 4 colors, I think. Or is there 3? Let me look. No, there's only 3 colors. Perfect. So we're going to do one here. That way it'll look like it's perfectly fine. Okay. And then I'm just kind of eyeballing it because it's a little, yeah. So we're going to put one right here. If you want to put a 4th one, you can. I'm trying to not let my OCD go crazy on me. And I got a little bit of glue because there was something on it and I pulled it. So I got some good string of glue, which is very easy to clean. I love that part about it. Make sure I don't have any on my hands. Nope. All right. There we go. So got it around each side. But this is so stinking cute. Tell me in the comments what you think. And thank you for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I forgot to show you my other 2. Like I said, I'm new to this, so please do excuse me. So this was the beach one I made when they came out, and I still have a lot of the beach gnomes and fairy garden. But that is so cute, and all it is sand. I have one of these rounds that you can use for coasters or whatever. So I made this one. This one actually sits in my tier tray. This is the first one I did, and I'm probably, see how it falls forward? So I'm probably what I'm going to do, and the battery pack, for some reason, I didn't put it in the correct spot. But it's still stinking cute. I keep it in my office, so there you go. So I just try to center it and not screw it on, and then that way it'll sit, you know. So I'm going to go in and redo this and re-glue it and everything. And then this is from Dollar Tree as well in the Crafter Square. It's just a sticky, looks like ribbon, but you peel, I think you peel, I don't remember if you peel the backing off it or not. It might be ribbon. I think it is actually ribbon. And then I put hot glue on certain sections. But isn't that stinking cute? But I will definitely go back in and redo this because when I pick it up, that this big portion falls forward. So But anyway, I'm proud of it. Whoops, see, it fell forward again. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging with me. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. That way you are notified of all my videos that I upload. And it's been a great crafting with you. I have a total of 3 videos that I uploaded today. So I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up on YouTube and Magnolia Crafts Facebook page. I will see you on the next video, and happy crafting. Bye.